I don't feel comfortable at my church anymore. Let's talk about it. If you remember, I told you guys that there was this man my dad's age, and he kept kind of talking to me. I would talk to him whenever I would see him. I thought he was a cool dude and whatnot. And then one day we were having a conversation, and he had asked me for my number, just so we could just like keep talking here and there, maybe go get some coffee. Like, I do not want to sit here and text and talk with someone my age. And I said, oh no, I'm not really doing that right now. I was like, I'm just kind of trying to focus on just me and God. I wasn't sure what to say because it just threw me for a loop. And this was the same day that I was greeting, and he sat there, or he stood there, and he spoke to me for 15 minutes straight. It would not go inside the church to go get into the worship night. I had met his son like a little bit prior, and I said, wow, such a nice boy, blah, 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 blah. We're talking. I was like, he's like, oh yeah, he's tall, he's going to play on the basketball team. And then I made the mistake of saying, oh, let me know if he's got a 6'7" uncle. That's where I messed up, and that's where it started. But that's the thing. I'm not going to sit here and blame myself for someone continuing to be uncomfortable around me. So then that's where he took it as a sign where he starts like kind of mumbling, but like basically alluding to, oh, no, he got that height from me. He's like, yeah, I'm looking at the D1 babies, da 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 da. And like basically alluding to having the babies with me, someone who is like his daughter or granddaughter's age. But I tried to be chill and just brush it off. And before he had made those comments, he asked me if sometime during the worship that I could go up there to him, real quick and just like do a prayer with him. And I was like, yeah, of course. And I had already said it. So even after he had made that comment, I was like, whatever, I just brush it off, which I shouldn't have. People listen, learn from this. So 5 minutes before worship's over, I go up to him, to do like a quick prayer over one another. This is me thinking this is like the godly thing to do. And he grabs my hand and he's like holding my hand and just doing a prayer over us. And I felt so uncomfortable. The energy was so bad and so off. After that, I just kind of tried to avoid him. But of course, he always goes to the same service as me. And then one day I'm leaving, he's like, Amy, as I'm crossing the street. And I turn around because I heard my voice. And he's like, hey, tell your dad I said Happy Father's Day. And this was on Father's Day. And that made me so uncomfortable. Like, what a creepy power play move to pull. Are you trying to get close with my family? Like, what's going on here? Like, you are my dad's age. Why are you saying that? You never met my dad. You don't know anything about him. Why are you doing that? So here's where I got uncomfortable and I had to go to the pastor. We had another worship night and he came in late and he sat next to me. Of all people, I was in a row of only 3 chairs. So he sits like, there's one in between us. And I couldn't get out because there was something on the other side of me blocking me from being able to get out. So I couldn't move. And then at the end of the sermon, the pastor he says, I'm praying over, like it's on my heart to pray over anyone who's having a hard time conceiving or getting pregnant right now or whatever. The service gets out. I'm going to leave, but I can't leave, because he's like at the end of the aisle, so I can't get out. And he goes to me, so no babies? So no babies? No. With you? That's where it just made me so uncomfortable. I was like, yeah, no, not till I got a ring on this finger. And thankfully, one of my like homegirls came up to me and just started talking to me and he left. So after that, I told the pastor and, she said, I'm going to address it. That's totally creepy. He's old enough to be your grandpa. Like, this is not cool. I told her I'm scared that it's going to happen to someone else, someone who's maybe just starting their faith, someone who is more sheltered and just might get totally scared, like anything like that. So now I'm feeling uncomfortable because clearly I snitched on him or whatever. I'm not a snitch, but like sometimes it's important to bring these things up to authority figures so they don't do it to someone else. And now the last 2 weekends in a row that I have been at church, the pastor, he keeps calling out this guy's name during the sermon, but like in a jokingly way. He's like, I'm going to say the name. It's Dante. He's like, oh yeah, we got Dante up in the front. I know he's going to cheer me on. I know this is going to be a good sermon because we got Dante up here. Like, why are you basically highlighting him, giving this man attention, like when he made me uncomfortable and you guys were supposed to talk to him? So yeah, I'm at church, yesterday or whatever, and I'm worshiping, having a good time, and all of a sudden, Dante walks in late with his son, sits 2 rows ahead of me, 2 seats over, and it just killed my mood. I just instantly got nervous and uncomfortable. And since I snitched, I feel even more uncomfortable. And I'm just debating. I'm like, okay, should I just leave early? Like, I could not pay attention to the service at all. Like, I am so uncomfortable now and so spiritually drained and just emotionally drained. And like, I'm just like, come on. So instead of like sitting around a little bit after like the sermon, I got up and booked it out of there. And that's just not fair to me because I can't enjoy my church service now. part of me feels like this is God maybe calling me out of this church, like making me so uncomfortable I don't want to be there. It's just, I I thought that if the pastor spoke to him and told him, like, that's not cool, you think he wouldn't come back. And to me, this seems like a power play. It seems like he wants to be there and make me uncomfortable and like stand his ground and show him, oh, well, I'm not going anywhere. Like, to me, that's the vibes that I get off of this. So what would you do? Should I go to the pastor again and like say I'm feeling uncomfortable? Because now I don't even want to serve. I don't even want to be there. Like I can't even focus on the sermon. Should I go to the pastor and see like and talk to her again and and talk to the wife again and ask her like, what steps are being taken, tell them I feel uncomfortable, or should I just avoid it? There's like not very many churches around me, so I'm not really too sure what to do now.